Welcome, watchers of prophecy and seekers of truth. From wherever you are viewing this momentous revelation, we invite you to join this spiritual journey. Where are you witnessing from today? Share your city in the comments below. This is a historic moment unfolding before our eyes, and we want to know from which corner of the earth you are watching Jerusalem's divine manifestation. What you're about to witness transcends ordinary news. It echoes through millennia. The ancient words are materializing before our eyes. A light has pierced the Jerusalem sky. The 2,000-year wait is ending. The veil between worlds thins with each passing moment. Heaven descends to touch the ancient stones of the holy city. Creation itself holds its breath in anticipation. The crowds gather in unprecedented numbers. Streets overflow with pilgrims from every nation. They sense it in their spirits before seeing it with their eyes. The atmosphere in Jerusalem pulses with expectation. Children stop their play to point upward. Elders weep silently, their lifelong prayers finding answer. The Mount of Olives trembles with footsteps of thousands ascending its ancient slopes. Even secular observers stand speechless. The air itself feels charged with divine presence. This gathering was foretold in ancient scrolls. The numbers increase hourly. Local authorities struggle to manage the spontaneous influx. Hotels report full capacity for 50 miles in every direction. Families open their homes to strangers, fulfilling ancient hospitality commandments without realizing it. The gathering itself manifests biblical prophecy. I will gather them from the ends of the earth. Traffic stops as drivers exit vehicles to witness the phenomenon. Time itself seems suspended in Jerusalem today. The call resounds across the old city walls. Messengers move swiftly through narrow streets. Come and see, they announce in dozens of languages. The word spreads faster than any broadcast could carry it. Modern media struggles to capture the essence of this moment. What cameras record, hearts have already confirmed. The call awakens something dormant in humanity's collective memory. It transcends religious boundaries. Muslims, Christians, and Jews alike pause in recognition. Some drop to their knees instinctively. Others raise hands skyward in silent acknowledgement. The call was written in prophecy thousands of years ago. It resonates now with physical vibration. The ancient prophets spoke of this precise moment. Their words, once mysterious, now illuminate with clarity. Even the skeptical feel its pull. Something primal and universal speaks through the phenomenon. The call penetrates modern distraction and cynicism. It bypasses intellectual barriers and touches the soul directly. Linguists report the curious phenomenon of messages being understood regardless of language spoken. The Tower of Babel divides no more. Unity forgotten since ancient times re-emerges spontaneously. What we witness today fulfills what seers and prophets foretold. Daniel's timeline converges with our calendar. Isaiah's vision materializes on these very stones. Ezekiel's temple dimensions suddenly make perfect sense. The Book of Revelation symbols transform into tangible reality. The prophecies weren't metaphorical. They were precise instructions for recognition. The alignment of celestial bodies mirrors ancient Babylonian tablets describing this day. Numerical codes in sacred texts unlock before scholars' astonished eyes. Archaeological discoveries from last month confirm what's happening now. Carbon dating from Dead Sea artifacts pinpointed this very week. The statistical improbability defies rational explanation. Skeptics find their arguments dissolving in the face of undeniable fulfillment. The 70-week prophecy concludes with mathematical precision. The Jubilee cycle aligns exactly with today's date. This is not historical reenactment. This is not symbolic ritual. This is living prophecy unfolding in real time. The moment breathes and moves among us now. The present tense is the only appropriate language. Cameras capture what scribes once could only imagine. The prophecy happens as we speak these words. Jerusalem's streets witness what was foretold before its founding. The light piercing the clouds intensifies with each passing hour. What began as unusual atmospheric phenomenon now defies physical explanation. Scientists monitor instruments recording unprecedented energy patterns. The phenomenon spreads visibly across the region. It's happening now. The present moment stretches into eternal significance. Time itself seems to bend around Jerusalem today. Witnesses report time dilation within the phenomenon's radius. Watches and digital timepieces display irregularities. The present moment expands to contain eternity. The eternal descends to inhabit the temporal. The intersection creates what mystics have always described, the eternal now. Listen to the voices rising from the Western Wall. Prayers in hundreds of languages blend into harmonious sound. Pilgrims who arrived as strangers embrace as family. We knew we had to be here, they all say with striking similarity. Their journeys began months ago with dreams and visions. They came without knowing why, only that they must. An elderly woman from Brazil recounts the same dream as a young man from Korea. They never met before today. Similar accounts multiply by the thousands. Children speak with wisdom beyond their years. Those who never studied Hebrew suddenly understand ancient prayers. The collective voice grows stronger with each passing hour. It carries no political agenda, only spiritual recognition. The voice of the people becomes the voice of prophecy itself. Religious leaders set aside theological differences in spontaneous unity. The shofar sounds from the Temple Mount. Its ancient call pierces modern distractions. The ram's horn blast echoes between sacred buildings. It bounces off stone walls laid by King Herod's builders. The sound reaches places no human instrument should penetrate. Those miles away report hearing it clearly. The sound carries distinctive patterns recognized by scholars of ancient worship. It follows the sequence described in obscure Talmudic passages. The musicians themselves appear surprised by the sounds emerging. They report the shofar playing itself through their breath. The vibrations alter measurably with each successive blast. Instruments nearby resonate in sympathetic response. The shofar call awakens something dormant in the collective consciousness. It bridges ancient past and immediate present. The final Tekiah Gedolah sustains impossibly long. It hangs in the air, minutes after the instrument lowers. The sound remains though the playing has ceased. Acoustic engineers record overtones impossible for natural instruments. The sound produces measurable changes in brainwave activity among listeners. Remember the ancient promise to Abraham. Recall Moses' prophecy of return. Consider David's psalms describing this precise gathering. The weight of history presses into present moment. Generations who prayed for this day are vindicated. The faithful who died never seeing fulfillment are honored now. Ancient traditions suddenly reveal their hidden purpose. Rituals practiced for millennia disclose their secret meaning today. Jewish mothers lighting Sabbath candles for centuries prepared for this light. Christians tracing crosses silently anticipated this intersection of divine and human. Muslims circling the Kaaba unknowingly rehearse this gathering. The ancient becomes immediate. The traditional transforms into the revolutionary. What was remembered is now experienced firsthand. Historic persecution finds redemptive purpose. The suffering of countless martyrs through centuries reveals its meaning today. Feel the weight of this moment pressing on your consciousness. There's a sacred heaviness that transcends emotional reaction. Witnesses report physical sensation unlike anything previously experienced. It feels like gentle pressure from every direction, many describe. The spiritual impact registers even among the skeptical. Hardened journalists find themselves unable to maintain detachment. Scientific observers admit their instruments detect anomalies defying explanation. The spiritual gravity affects electronic equipment in proximity. Compasses spin erratically near the phenomenon's center. Time measurements show inexplicable variations within the affected zone. The weight carries information, impressions, understandings, revelations. People emerge from it permanently altered. The impact extends beyond religious identification. It touches something universally human, yet transcendent. What's happening pierces the veil between material and spiritual realms. What does this sign in Jerusalem signify for our world? Why now, at this precise moment in human history? The timing aligns with ancient calendrical predictions. It corresponds with astronomical alignments noted in Essene texts. It coincides with the ending of cycles tracked by multiple ancient cultures. The convergence cannot be coincidental. The signs speak of transition, not termination. They indicate fulfillment, not catastrophe. The message repeats across diverse prophetic traditions, preparation, not fear. The appearance comes at humanity's technological peak. It arrives as artificial intelligence reaches human-like cognition. It manifests as space exploration extends beyond our solar system. The timing suggests divine response to human advancement. It offers spiritual context for material progress. The sign reorients cosmic perspective. It reconnects technological humanity with transcendent purpose. The phenomenon appears at precise tipping point in climate patterns. This moment in Jerusalem extends beyond singular event. It continues a narrative begun with Abraham's first call. It advances the story that runs through all human history. The light connects past revelations with future fulfillments. What we witness is neither beginning nor conclusion. It's divine punctuation in ongoing dialogue between heaven and earth. The prophetic writings describe subsequent signs to anticipate. Today opens a new chapter rather than ending the book. The revelations will continue unfolding across coming months. Witnesses are commissioned as messengers for what follows. The testimony spreads outward from Jerusalem like ripples on water. Each witness carries particular aspect of the larger revelation. The message adapts to cultural context while maintaining core truth. The light establishes permanent connection between heaven and earth. What has opened will not close again. The world watches Jerusalem with unprecedented attention. News networks suspend regular programming for continuous coverage. Social media feeds overwhelm servers with Jerusalem-related content. Global leaders issue careful statements acknowledging the phenomenon. Religious authorities from all traditions call emergency councils. Scientific institutions redirect satellite monitoring toward Jerusalem. Ordinary people sense significance transcending headlines. They feel connection to events happening thousands of miles away. The global consciousness focuses on single geographical point. Jerusalem becomes literal and figurative center of world attention. What happens here happens to humanity collectively. The watching itself becomes part of the prophetic fulfillment. Ancient texts foretold that all nations would turn their eyes to Jerusalem. That prophecy fulfills itself through modern global communications. The watching world unconsciously participates in divine choreography. What begins in Jerusalem will not end there. The light spreading across the sky travels outward. Reports of similar phenomena emerge from distant locations. The revelation customizes itself to each cultural context. Indigenous elders recognize fulfillment of their own prophecies. Eastern spiritual traditions find corresponding significance. The message transcends religious terminology while fulfilling religious expectation. The phenomenon defies containment within any single tradition. It speaks simultaneously in multiple spiritual languages. What we witness is both culmination and initiation. The 2,000-year prophecy fulfills itself while seeding new revelation. The light-piercing Jerusalem's sky penetrates human consciousness globally. We stand at sacred intersection of ending and beginning. What was prophesied has come to pass. What comes next will itself become prophecy for future generations. The circle completes and continues simultaneously. Heaven touches earth, and nothing will remain the same.